Hey everybody, kind of a impromptu, quick hardware live stream. Um, I've got a G3 PowerBook Wallstreet edition that has a loose power supply jack in it. It was a laptop that was graciously donated to me from Garth Beagle, and has worked great for the last, I don't know, year and a half, 2 years. Anyway, just started to act up, and I've got it torn apart, so I've confirmed that the problem is a loose solder joint on the power jack. So, gonna work on that. So, switching cameras. So bear with me a little bit because Chaos Manor, I'm stealing that from Jerry Purnell? Yeah. That's what he called his place where he wrote articles for Dr. Dobbs' journal and his science fiction. Anyway, called it Chaos Manor. So I only steal the best material. Anyway, let me see if there's. Oh, there looks like there's 2 viewers. Sorry, just give me a second. Hey Trina, so this video is for you because it's hardware. And oh, hi Joe. Yeah, what are we breaking tonight? So sorry, woo, where is it under the webcam? So this is the power and audio board from the laptop, and we got a little problem here. So I'm wondering whether a little bit of epoxy under here might help hold it, you know, after soldering it back together. But I'm debating whether I want to mess around with cramming some epoxy under this thing. So, I mean, if I solder it together, it should hold for a while. Anyway, so that's what we're doing tonight. You can't really see it, but I've got all of the parts hanging out here. So you basically have to take the thing all the way apart to be able to do anything with it. Here's the RAM and the CPU. Anyway. So let's see what we can do. Hopefully we can do it without breaking it. So my solder sucker died, so I bought this cheapo one. It came with some nasty smelling braid. This stuff stinks when you heat it up. Wick. Anyway, it was cheap. So turn on the soldering iron. Yeah, it's lifted right off the those pads there. I'll get my glasses on. Yeah, Trina, you've been on a tear with soldering and stuff. Congratulations on picking up the skills. That's awesome. Okay, it appears to be up to temp. So I'm debating. I think I'll just reflow it and see if that takes care of it. Let's get some. Oh, where is the juice? Sorry. Everything is in the way. And I don't know where my solder is. Hang on. There's the solder. My little cleaner thingy. There's some more solder wick. And there's the flux. There is a lot of surface mount on this sucker. And I really should have my microscope on. Can I get that going? Apologize, the camera arrangement's a little janky right now. My extra camera died, so I'm using a really crappy webcam. Let's see if I can get my inputs changed around so we can get the microscope on here. So bear with me a second. What am I looking for in my Discord? Well, the game capture's not working. At least not for the microscope. So I guess you guys will have to put up with the webcam. Sorry. Most of this video is going to be about me reassembling the damn thing so I can test it. Well, that appears to have made it stable. Kind of. I don't know. Whoops. Ugh. Solder's heavy. Oh, you know what the problem is? I don't know if you can see this. The jack is actually broken. So one side of it, of this, is broken right here. Well, that's not great. Is that just for mounting? So, you know, it's got two on either side of the jack. Right here, this actually is broken off. So the piece of metal that would normally be anchoring it no longer is. There. Is that just for reinforcement, or is it an actual electrical connection? I mean, yeah, I could try to throw some solder on there, but that's not really going to go anywhere. If it's just mechanical, then I can just glue. You know, I'll throw some epoxy in here and hold it down. But that's basically, this isn't doing anything right here. Well, I can at least electrically connect it with some solder on the base here. Let me throw some flux on there so it'll suck it up a little bit. Well, there was enough metal for it to make a connection. I don't know how good it's going to be. But it did freeze it down. Okay. Well, we'll just go with that and see if it works. Sorry, I know you guys can't see the microscope, but I can. If I could focus the damn thing. Well, I guess that's as good as it's going to get. Okay. Move this stuff out of the way. All right, now to reassemble the thing. Okay, so reversing the disassembly. Move the camera back up. So basically, reversing it, the first thing I got to do is get, I believe I have to put the top back on. Yes. So this has got to go back on. Well, that doesn't make sense. This shouldn't go back on because I got to put the power back on. Duh. We have to put this back on. Okay. Okay, so that's back on. That screw hasn't been removed. Okay. Now we work on getting the audio on. Okay. I'm amazed the two clips in the front didn't break off when I got this off. Okay, I got that clip under there. I had a heck of a time getting this screw out. The shaft to my screwdriver's bigger than that. I had to kind of mess around with it to get it in there. Okay, so that's back. That clip is on. This is in the right place. That's plugged in. Okay, now you got to screw the screws in the bottom. So the two long ones go here. Let's do those. There we go. Oh, come on. Oops, the longer screws go in the corners. Duh. So I'm doing this in the wrong spot. Goes here. Should get me an electric small screwdriver, that way I wouldn't have to twist. That would help with the pain. Okay, and then the small ones go in the rest of them. This was not that hard to take apart. I was a little surprised. I thought, you know, it's nothing like an iBook. Man, are those a pain in the butt. Yeah, I think I'm encroaching on Justin's time here, but I was kind of hoping I'd have this back together quickly enough so everybody could jump over to his live stream. So I don't blame you if you guys leave to go watch his. I mean, I entirely understand. I'm missing a screw. I wonder if I just didn't have one of these. It's entirely possible. I'll have to find one. Oh well. Such is life. I got most of them, so that's good enough. Okay, what's next? Okay, on the inside, 4 screws. And look, Trina, this is screw management. This is how you do it. Actually, you're doing that now, so. I know you went to like your loony store or whatever you call it and picked up the appropriate items. I think that's the right screw. Yes, that is the right screw. Okay, and then there's one over way up here. And there's another one right there. There it goes. And here's the problematic one because my tool doesn't fit in there. So I have to turn it most of the way, hold this so that the magnet doesn't pull it up, tighten it, and then do it. So, but it worked. I got it. Okay, that's those 4. Yeah, like I said, if Justin's on, you guys want to go watch Justin, go ahead. Jump. I understand 100%. I just want to get it back together and test to see if I got that jack working or not. You know, the iFixit guide for disassembling this is actually pretty good. Okay, turn it back so the screen faces you. So we put the screen on. This is the other thing that I need to find a replacement for is the this screen hinges are pretty weak on this. I guess that's a common problem. So, but it is actually fairly easy to assemble. Okay, now you do the 4 screws in the back. You got to see this work. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing it the usual Eric Miller way. Eric's Edgeway, which is, we assume the repair was perfect and we're reassembling the entire thing back together. So the reality is if it doesn't work, I'm probably just going to set this aside on the shelf. I've got another G3 laptop I use that's actually a little bit better. I think it's the PDQ. So it's got a little bit, it's a little bit faster of a processor, things like that. So, you know, I'm not really, the only thing I'm missing is the stickers. But I can get more stickers. I can just do more stickers. So, Steve is looking for a USB cable. Steve probably has 1,000 USB cables. He just doesn't know where they're at. All right, what's next? Okay, we plug these display cables back in. Oh. That was fairly easy. They did appear to make this a little bit easier to assemble and disassemble. But the connectors are a little blind as far as getting them lined up. It's not exactly obvious how they go. You know, like, there goes the screen. Is that really plugged in all the way? It looks like it is. We're going to assume it is. Okay. They even got little guide pins for the cable. You don't usually see that. You know, like little registration pins. There. Okay. That's in position. Darn screen. See what I mean? It's floppy. Okay. Those two are in. Okay, and then we put the cover back on. So the screen's got to go all the way flat. There it goes. Snapped into place. Yeah, I just realized my screen orientation is upside down. Oh well. Okay. The modem. The very important modem. I mean, what would we do without modems, right? Helps if you put it in the right way. Okay, modem's in. Okay, there's a Phillips screwdriver, or a screw that goes in the modem. It's one of these big-headed flat ones. Oh, and that's a Phillips screw head. No, that's not the right size bit. That's too small. Okay, good enough. All right, what's next? PMU cable. So it's practically sitting in the right spot. Okay, so that's in. Okay, processor and RAM goes in. There's our lovely processor. There it goes. Okay, that's in. You put the drive back in. Now this doesn't have a physical hard drive in it. What I do have is one of these. Now, I took the one that was in here and put it in my other laptop so I could get things to work. Make sure we line it up right. So this should work. And somewhere I've got a bag that's got a bunch of SD cards. What did I do with it? What I should do is create an image from my my other one so I can duplicate it and put it in here. Did I make an image of that already? I don't know. Well, I gotta find the damn SD cards first. Where did I put them? They're in a safe location. And the soldering station can go off. Darn it. Oh. Found him. So 512 megs not going to do me any good. There's a 2 gig. 16 megabytes. Another 512. 32 megabytes. I guess I'm going to have to go with 2 gig. Which should be plenty. I don't even know what's on here. It's probably DOS or something. Alright. But we can just do this to test it. Make sure it's working. I think this probably needs to go here. Okay, this goes like this. Plugs into there. The only captured screw in the entire thing, as far as I know, is this one. And it's Phillips. So of course I'm using the wrong bit. There we go. That's going to be next. That's from the keyboard. Oh, nope. This is next. So it's the heat sink cover. And there's a couple of screws. The longest screw in the entire thing goes here. And we got another one of these short little jobs with the big head. That goes there. Okay. Now we put the keyboard back in. Excuse me. So the keyboard goes this way. It's got some reinforcement little doodads that hook in to keep it from getting yanked out, I guess. Okay, both those are in. got to put our keyboard cables in. Oh, that's right, this actually pops out. I forgot. So this makes it a little easier to get them in. I hate ribbon or these kind of cables. Yeah, ribbon cables. They're temperamental and they're fragile. You know what? These stupid anchor things don't have to go in yet. They can go in last. There it goes. Okay, one down. Ah. Okay. Okay, that's in its little slot. That's down. Sometimes I wonder how these engineers come up with these ideas. You know, I know they're trying to solve particular problems. So exactly what problem were they solving with this? Was it inexperienced people pulling the keyboard off and they wanted to keep you from ripping the cables? Or something? Okay. So should be able to put the keyboard back on. Okay, what's keeping me from keeping the keyboard back on? That's in the right position. Oh, there it goes. Okay. And then it clips with those clips. All right. Should be able to power it up. Yeah. Let's see if the frickin' thing powers on. Now, of course, it's not going to boot, but it should complain or something about the disk. Got a chime. Might have to reset the pram too. I don't know. We'll find out. It does take a bit for it to check memory and stuff. Yes, fingers crossed. Oh, okay, we're getting screen. I don't know if you guys can see this. And we're getting the, what the hell disk is this in here? I can't boot from that. Yay. But the mouse works. Okay, so I didn't screw it up. And that connection is not loose. We'll see how long it lasts. Maybe it'll last another 30 years, right? 20 years? 30? How long? What is yeah, I guess 30 years. Dang, these things are old. Right. Well, there we go. It works. Oh. Let me get my mic back down here. Ugh. All right. So I didn't break it. Yay. It was broken and it's fixed. So that wasn't terrible. I mean, I've done an iBook before, and those things are a nightmare. I mean, you just have to really do really good screw management with them to make sure you get everything put together. And then what else? Oh, the sunflower lampshade stupid machine that I hate. Those are a nightmare. Yes, I can use my modem to connect to the information superhighway. So, yes, Trina, I know. And I do have a backlog of hardware. One of the other things I'm working on, and I've ordered them. Let me get this laptop off. So. Anyway, power down. Oh, we're just gonna unplug you. There we go. All right, let me move this for a second. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me. And switch cameras. So I have this. This is an IBM PS2 model L40SX with a nice compact keyboard. An LCD display for status. lot of caps. And all of these, when I turn this thing on, occasionally you smell fish. So I decided it's time to recap it. They're all through hole. They're not surface mount caps. And yeah, this has got like a huge ground. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking to the wrong area. Forgot the mic moved over here. Anyway, all the caps. I ordered a cap kit for this thing. And switch cameras. Okay, so I ordered a cap kit for it. It's got a mouse and a keypad that goes with it that have 2 caps in them that are bad because they don't work. Hopefully it's just the caps. And this has got 13 capacitors on the logic board, or motherboard, if you will. So I figured out what the caps are, did a DigiKey order, and for the first time I'm paying the extra tariff tax. So at least knowingly doing it. But I should have those in a few days. The problem with these, from what I understand, and it wasn't Tech Night that I got the information from, although he's worked on these before. It was some other guy's video, and he does a lot of IBM stuff, and he said that the ground plane on this thing is heavy, so it takes a lot to get these caps desoldered and out, and then to replace them. So that'll be a challenge. It's the first time I've done something on that level, but yeah, we'll see how it goes when I get those. So that'll be the next hardware stream, probably, is doing that. I really don't want to mess this up because aside from paying a pretty penny for it, it's kind of unique. At least I don't really collect a lot of machines, but it's something that's worth hanging on to. The screen works great on it. A lot of them have dim screens. There are also caps on the screen, but I'm not going to mess with those yet. I'll save that for another day. Anyway, there you go. And the other thing is, Frank FrodoJedi sent me a 2C that I haven't powered on yet, and I need to check that out and see how it's going. So anyway, so that's it for tonight. Adventure's coming along, still working on it. I was working on it last night and throughout the week. So I needed a little bit of a mental break from the game, so that's why I did the hardware. Yeah. So VCF Midwest, I'll have box sets available. If you're interested, you can pre-order the game by going to my Ko-fi. If you want to be credited on the game, then just throw me a buck or two and on Ko-fi or Patreon, and I'll make sure you're credited in the game. What else? There'll be online sales and things like that in earnest after VCF Midwest. I want to I'm going to have a table, hopefully. I haven't heard on tables yet. Have a table so that I can sell box sets of the game at VCF Midwest. So, got to get it done by then, right? Okay. Have a good night, everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye.